Hey everyone, for this video, we're going to start off with starting off with a background, like our base layer for our student agenda, our planner cover. All right, I'm going to go over a few things on how to create different backgrounds. Since this is the first video for this assignment, let's just go over a few things that are really important. On the assignment page on my website, it does have the dimensions, 8.5 by 11, 200 pixels per inch for the size. And here's what it looks like in Photopea. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Now, Photopea, it actually has an app that has now been approved by the school district if you want to go ahead and add this app. So you're not using the web version for your Chromebooks. The school district has unblocked it. So you want to go ahead and use that. All right, let's go and start off with a new project right here. New project. And we are going to call this for our file name. We're going to call this planner, and then your last name and your first name. All right. Now, the first thing you want to do is change it from pixels to inches. All right. Please, please, please make sure you don't forget to do this. You cannot. Well, we're going to put 8.5 inches. If you put 8.5 or 8.5 pixels, your file is going to be, or your artboard is going to be really, 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 really small. So make sure it is on inches, 8.5 by 11. And since this is for print, this is not for an image on a computer or a screen or a monitor. It is for printing. We are going to go at 200 pixels per inch. Ideally, it should be 300, but for our purposes, 200 pixels per inch will be high enough resolution for these student planners. All right, 8.5 by 11 inches, 200 pixels per inch. Background color, we'll leave it at white, and go ahead and let's create this. All right, now I'm going to go over 3 different backgrounds that you could start with. So let's go ahead and add 3 layers. I'm going to click right here on the new layer, 1, 2, 3. Double click on this first one, layer 1. I'm going to go over how to do a solid color background. Let's just say you want solid color. Second one, double click right here. I'm going to do a gradient, enter. And the third one, I'm just going to put this as shapes. All right. So let's go over how to apply a solid color background. So I'm going to click on this layer. Let's go ahead and choose our color first. Click on our color picker. Now, as a reminder, you do not need to drag this. You can just click around or click on this slider right here. Click, click. You do not need to drag it up and down. But let's go back to blues. Let's just go to a light blue or something like that. Click OK. And let's find our, under the gradient tool, there is a paint bucket tool. So to get to that, you got to click and hold, and then click on paint bucket tool. Now, when you're on the paint bucket tool, you literally just click anywhere in this on your canvas, boom, and it's going to drop all the, imagine you're taking a gallon of paint and pouring it down. All right, simple enough. All right, let's go to our gradient. Let's say you want some type of fade or gradient. We're going to start off by clicking back on our paint bucket and go to our gradient tool. Click on the gradient tool, and let's first set our gradient. So setting your gradient is up here in this top left corner. I'm going to click on it, and these are your controls. If you want to change this color, you can click on this bottom box, then come here to where it says color, click on this box here, and change it to whatever you want. Click OK. You can also add more colors by clicking just below it in the gray area, and then that added a color. Click on this, and let's go to a dark blue. And to remove colors, you just drag them off. So I want to get rid of this light blue. I'm going to drag it down. And these, depending on how you want your gradient to look, you can change the location. Okay, let's go and click OK. Now, to apply this gradient, since I'm on my gradient tool, I already have my gradient set. You're going to click and drag. Click, drag. All right. Now, to redo this gradient, you could just click and drag and do it again. Now, obviously, since our gradient is set from blue to gray, it depends, that changes. So if I click from left to right, it'll be blue to gray. Or if I click from right to left, it'll be blue to gray that way. Now, this one, let's go to, I'm going to show you another option. A better option where you have more control of your gradients is double click on this gradient layer. Double click. And under layer style, we're going to come down to gradient overlay, and and it's check marked. You can turn it on and off by the check mark. And you have to be on it. So this is color overlay, pattern overlay. Oops, I'm going to turn those off. But to make the adjustments, you got to be there. It's on gray. Okay. Now, watch this little box right here in the corner. Let's go ahead and click on the gradient. And I'm going to change these colors to, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to do bright colors. Bright colors, like I said, just for the sake of this video so you can see what's going on. There's green. Let's do some Rasta colors, green, yellow, and click on this white. Come to this box here. Let's change it to red. All right. Nope, I must have made a mistake. Oops, click here. Sorry, got to click on the actual red. Click OK. All right. Now, let's go and click OK on this. Okay, so pay attention to this little box right here. So if you want to change the angle, you can rotate it, have it at an angle, have it from left to right, flip it over, back this way, or back to what we had here at 90 degrees. Also, play with these sliders right here. The scale will increase or decrease like how far this gradient is spread out. There it's just kind of small in the middle versus just, or really spread out if you scale it up or scale it down. And also, you can move it left or right. Now this one on left or right is not going to matter on my X because X-axis is going left to right. And this one doesn't make any difference if it's left, right. Now up Y though, your Y-axis, going back to your graphing and geometry or your math class, this will move it up or down. Okay, if you go watch that. So now if I change this to a little angle. So again, if you want to change your colors, so I'm going to click back on this. Well, let me go and click OK. All right, and if you don't like it, the nice thing is you can just come back and double click on this again. Double click. Go to Gradient Overlay, click on the box right here, and click, and change it to whatever colors you want. Let's go and click OK, and let's go gray. Let's do something a little bit more school related, and click one more time on this, down to the red box, change it to white, and there's my colors that I'm going for. Click OK. And I'm going to offset. There we go. Let's just put a little gradient up here in the corner. I'm going to click OK. All right. So there's kind of one option, or the second option. Now the third one is just adding shapes. Sometimes it's cool to add shapes in different places. So I'm going to come down here towards the bottom to my rectangle tool. If you click and hold, there are other shapes if you so choose, but I'm going to just go to rectangle, and I'm going to click and drag. And there's my color. If you want to change it, you're going to come up to this fill box, click. You click on these colors here, or I'm just going to click here, and this gives me an infinite color choice. How about let's go gray, click OK. And I'm going to draw another rectangle. Let's draw another one here. And we can draw other colors. All right. Should you choose, Should you choose you want to change the color, I'm going to come over here to this layer. I'm going to double click on it, and let's change it to a blue. Let's click OK. Let's click on this layer. I'm going to double click on it, and I could choose another color. But let's say I want to match this color. I could choose in here, but watch this. Watch what happens when I move my cursor out of this color picker screen. Turns into crosshairs, and I can match this color. And click OK. And if you want, there we go. Now you could use a combination. There's solid color with my shapes turned on. And we could even do a third option. Let's do this gradient. Actually, I'm going to move this gradient up to the top so it's above everything, and then lower the opacity. So now I'm going to do a combination. You could do a combination of all these techniques depending on what you're going for. All right. This is not really I'm not really liking this, but I'm just trying to show you these tools on how to use it. All right, hope this helps as starting off your background colors. All right, enjoy. Good luck.